Oh, and with that soul out of the way, I believe my work here is finally finished. Oh, now I can go to the Phantom Hive household to stalk Bassie again. Ah! Oh, goodness, darling! Don't startle me like that. Do you not see that I am holding scissors? A message from CL Phantom Hive? And why on earth would that brat be sending for me? And why on earth would he send you? You are not Sebastian or any other of his servants, are you? Oh, you're new. Well, that makes sense. I've been forced to work overtime for the last week. I haven't been able to stop by and see Bassie or meet any of the new servants. What is your name, darling? Rather dull. And what is this message from CL Phantom Hive that you startled me in order to deliver? Oh? That brat wants my help on a case, does he? And what case is he investigating? Oh, those murders. Yes, I'm quite familiar with them, darling. They were the reason I was working overtime. They were so very interesting to witness. What exactly does he need from me as far as assistance goes? He wants an exact cause of death for each of the victims. Was he unable to determine this, even with assistance from the Undertaker? If I recall, those two are quite inseparable when investigating murders. Oh, of course. The Undertaker is away on other business. No surprise there. He is rather busy after all. Well, I don't believe I'll be helping CL Phantom Hive any time soon. I tried to assist him once, and it ended with me getting trampled, beaten, and almost mauled by a demon hound. Does he really think I'm the type of woman he can just buy with money? How absolutely insulting. He's willing to offer Sebastian. While that may have worked the last time, darling, it won't be working again. I have yet to have my single day with Sebastian, and it has been months since that little arrangement was made. I think not. Well, you're rather persistent, aren't you? Very well, darling. I'll tell you what. You are quite amusing, if a little annoying. If I help CL Phantom Hive, you are mine for the remainder of the evening. Do we have a deal? Yes, of course, I'll tell him everything he wants to know. Even more if I can offer it. What would we be doing? Well, I was going to go home and make myself some supper, and if you're with me, perhaps you and I could dance a little? The way you carry yourself, darling, you possess a certain grace that most humans lack. It's quite impressive. Even the Queen herself wouldn't know how to act in such a manner. And that light shade of red dusting your cheeks now, it is one I'm quite fond of. I promise I'll take very good care of you, darling. You will leave completely unscathed, and of course, I won't do anything you don't want me to do. You have my word. Do we have a deal then? Oh, excellent. Come with me then. Oh, no. Let's allow that brat to wait a while, shall we? Oh, darling, he won't get mad at you. He knows how much of a handful I can be. He won't blame you in the slightest, especially since you are human. Oh? What do you mean you're not exactly human? You are a partial demon? What on earth do you mean by that? You... Surely you must be joking, darling. That cannot be true. You are Sebastian's daughter. Oh my. I wasn't aware that he had a child. By any chance, would you happen to know your mother's name? Oh, no reason at all. I don't know what you're talking about, darling. What book? I'm not holding a book at all. Oh, no, that doesn't say to die list. It says something completely different, darling, I assure you. Well, maybe not. I mean, I don't know your mother, so I don't really know if she deserves to die, or if she's slated to die soon. I was just thinking, since she's been with Bassie, perhaps I should cut her life a little bit short. Oh, yes, darling. I do get jealous quite easily. Thank you for noticing. Well, I suppose that explains your grace and elegance. Of course, a demon would possess that which a human can never attain. Well, I wouldn't say that. I'm not really put off by the fact that you're Sebastian's daughter. Quite frankly, aside from your polite behavior, you don't act at all like him. It's rather interesting. I assume you got that behavior from your mother. After all, the apple never falls far from the tree. Ah. She raised you to be polite and obedient. that's very good of her. Of course, you should never be forced into doing something you don't want to do simply for the sake of obeying. You understand that, right? Oh, good. You're quite clever as well. Hmm? Oh. Well, your father usually hits me, kicks me, tramples me, and then expects me to help him. And of course I do. Well, he's just so... How should I put this without making you uncomfortable? I think that, objectively speaking, he is a very attractive man. Of course. That makes it a bit easier to tell that you're his daughter. You are also rather attractive. Well, I wouldn't exactly say that I'm in love with your father. It's more of an admiration I have for him. Do you understand? For instance, if you know of someone relatively famous, for instance, another earl, and you find him attractive, you're more likely to help him out. However, you're not actually in love with him. You can't begin to imagine being in a relationship with him. The thought is nice, but you know it'll never happen, so you don't expect it to happen, so you don't really want it to happen. But at the same time you do, just for the sake of imagining it. That sort of thing. Yes, I suppose it's sort of like with you and CL? Of course, I don't really know how you two interact with each other. Oh, is that so? Oh, your poor father is going to have to share his precious soul with you. That ought to be interesting. How did that conversation go? It hasn't happened yet. Well, I'll tell you what, darling. I'll let you off the hook for the evening, if you promise to contact me and allow me to watch when this conversation happens. How does that sound? All right. Shake on it. I look forward to seeing this absolute disaster. Have a lovely evening, darling.